barely above water. Bob and Rachel, both in their late 20s, just got married. It was a beautiful wedding, and now the happy couple is off to make a life of their own. Both of them have good jobs, but since they graduated from college, they spent virtually every penny they made. Sometimes they saved money for a special vacation, like the trip to Cancun, but they never had any cushion in their finances. They didn't feel euphoric when they spent their money, but they didn't have a clear vision for their future either. All they cared about was staying out of debt and having some cash to buy some fun stuff if they could afford it. That philosophy of financial life seemed fine to them, until the transmission fell out of Rachel's car, and they received a bill for over $2,000. People who are satisfied to be barely above water live one paycheck from disaster, and they almost never see it coming. Often, these are young singles and couples who haven't experienced health problems, and they haven't owned a home, so they haven't had to pay for major repairs. But those of us who have struggled with these things could have told them that significant surprises are a part of life. As an insurance professional, I've seen people hit with all kinds of unexpected problems, such as car accidents, hurricanes, floods, fires, medical bills, and traffic tickets. As we get a little older, we may face the death of a loved one who failed to provide enough money in his estate for a decent funeral. Today, a big expense many of us face is taking care of our aging parents. People who live barely above water aren't prepared for any of these surprises. Even relatively minor setbacks, like the $2,000 car repair, can devastate their financial world and, consequently, cause immense strain on the relationships they value. Of course, I know several individuals and couples who make far more money than Bob and Rachel, but their goal is to enjoy as much pleasure and comfort as possible today. As long as they don't go into debt, for too long at least, they feel like they're winning the game. They're far more responsible than those who are buried in debt, and they aren't in denial about their financial situations. But they lack a compelling purpose outside their own wants that could give them direction and fulfillment. Young adults can find themselves at the painful juncture of incredibly high expectations and painful reality. Most of them grow up enjoying a lifestyle full of perks. Even in homes with modest incomes, a normal lifestyle included a cell phone, an Xbox or Game Boy, the latest MP3 player, a lightning-fast computer, and of course, the latest fashions and plenty of money for movies, trips, and other kinds of entertainment. Their experience with amenities and wealth created the expectation that they'd have even more when they graduated and went out on their own. Psychologist Jean Twenge, a professor at San Diego State University, wrote the insightful book Generation Me: Why Today's Young Americans Are More Confident, Assertive, Entitled, and More Miserable Than Ever Before. She notes, there are a lot of young people hitting 25 who are making, say, $35,000 a year, who expected to be millionaires, or at least making six figures. Quoted in the Houston Chronicle, A Generation Obsessed with Having More Stuff, by Martha Irvine, January 23, 2007. Many of these young adults spend every penny they make to maintain the lifestyle they've enjoyed, and they're financially barely above water. Almost any unexpected expense sends them over the brink into debt. I know some young adults who experienced the pain of unfulfilled expectations. Some became disillusioned and bitter, but many of them used their disappointment as a stepping stone for change. Not long ago, I came across a word that captures the disappointment that results from unrealistic expectations. Weltschmerz is a German word that means mental depression or apathy caused by comparison of the actual state of the world with an ideal state. And as we all know, comparison kills. Realistic expectations, however, combat all the distorted thinking and the promises of advertising, and we can then make good choices based on truth and live with a profound sense of peace. Sadly, when I talk to people who are barely above water about developing a financial plan, many of them tell me, "Oh, I don't need that. What good would it do? I don't have any extra money." That's precisely the reason they need one.